Would you believe that a simple game of pickup sticks evolved from an ancient Japanese fortune-telling practice? Or that early American versions of the game came complete with swords and rifles? The game of Mikado, this time on the gaming bench. Pickup sticks is a general term that encompasses a great number of similar games. The one I'm talking about today is called Mikado, which, despite its Asian-influenced name, was first published by a German company in the 1800s and has absolutely nothing to do with Japan. More about that later. To play, you'll need a set of 41 Mikado sticks. The sticks are around 8 inches in length and roughly 1/8 of an inch in diameter. The sticks are sometimes made of different species of wood, each with its own point value. The lowest point stick is made of ash and has 2 red stripes. It's worth 2 points each. There are 15 of these sticks in the game. Next is beech with 3 green stripes. It's worth 3 points, and there are also 15 of these sticks in the game. Then oak with 5 orange stripes. It's worth 5 points. There are 5 of these in the game. Next is cherry with a wide yellow stripe and 2 narrow black stripes on the ends. This is worth 10 points. There are 5 of these. The final stick is made of walnut with either a blue stripe or a blue spiral around it. This is the Mikado, and it's worth 20 points. There's only 1 of these sticks. I made and painted my own Mikado set, and if you want to see how I did it, I'll link my build video in the description below. Any number of people can play. To start, one player gathers up all the sticks in a single hand, holds them vertically, and lets them fall into a heap. This player then tries to remove as many sticks as possible without moving any other stick. Their turn continues until another stick is jostled, at which point the player's turn ends, without claiming that final stick. Then the next player gathers up all the sticks again and repeats the process. Once all players have had a turn, that ends the round. Note that players can use 1 or 2 hands to move sticks, but no other implements, with one exception. If a player successfully captures the Mikado, they can use it as a tool to remove other sticks. Play continues for an agreed upon number of rounds, usually 5. Players then tally up the points of their captured sticks. High score wins. In casual games, players may decide to only drop the sticks once and everybody pulls from the same pile for the entire game. Likewise, in casual play, any captured stick can be used as a tool to remove others, not just the Mikado. The game called Mikado was reportedly first manufactured in Germany around 1850. I can't pin down the original company who came up with the name Mikado. We do know that pickup sticks games like these had been in existence for decades, if not centuries. In fact, some believe that the inspiration for pickup sticks dates back to ancient Chinese divination methods using Yarrow stalks. The Chinese I-Ching, or Book of Changes, is a divination text that dates to between 1000 and 750 BCE. It outlines a divination method that involves repetitive dividing and counting of 50 dried yarrow stalks. But there's some issues with connecting this divination method directly to a game. Other than sticks that are held vertically in one hand, there's no real similarities to the game we know as pickup sticks. When used in divination, the sticks are laid on a table, never cast to land haphazardly in a heap. Now, some texts I've read suggest that when the yarrow stalks weren't being used for divination, they could be used for other purposes, including games. I know that sounds almost sacrilegious to our modern mindset, like filling up your squirt gun with holy water on the way out of church. But this isn't as crazy as it may first seem, as there are many ancient games that were used both for divination and just entertainment. So, did Chinese children play a sorting game with these stalks when they weren't otherwise in use? It's possible. And honestly, I'm hard-pressed to accurately document when pickup sticks became a commonly known game. Presumably, it evolved from simpler games using sticks or straw, But by the 1800s, it was a familiar European parlor game and variously called Pick-a-Stick, Jackstraws, or my favorite, Spillikins. The first print reference I could find for something like Spillikins comes from a 3-volume autobiography of Mary Delany, delightfully titled The Autobiography and Correspondence of Mary Granville, Mrs. Delany, with interesting reminiscences of King George III and Queen Charlotte. Mary Delany is an interesting character. Born into a middle-class English family, she was married at 17 to a 60-year-old politician. She studied French, history, music, and dance, became a widow at 24, and due to her unhappy coerced marriage, became a champion of women's rights. She spent her widowhood studying art, botany, and other subjects that interested her. She moved to Ireland, married again at 43, a marriage that lasted this time for 25 years. A well-respected artist, she was renowned in her time for her paper cuttings of flowers. She died at age 88 and was described as a real fine lady, the model of an accomplished woman of former times. And throughout her life, Mary Delany was a prolific letter writer. The aforementioned autobiography contained reams of her correspondence with luminaries of the time, including George Friedrich Handel, Jonathan Swift, and Queen Charlotte. The reference to Spillikins comes from a poem she wrote in 1734, collected in her autobiography. It was directed at her 12-year-old niece. Allons, mademoiselle, votez reverence. Hold yourself straight and mind time when you dance. Sink gracefully and bound with ease, no affectation, if you please. The polish of the person and the mind is gentleness with spirit joined. Your task performed, then curtsy low, and Mr. French will say, bravo! Your business done, and you take it ease to take your game at Spillikins. May conquest crown your dexterous touch. I can never express how much. I wish you every grace and prize that can endear you to the good and wise. Europeans in this period had become fascinated with Japanese art and design. The French called this Japonism, and it impacted Western art, design, fashion, and theater, among many other things. One of the most popular stage productions of the time was Gilbert and Sullivan's comic opera Mikado. The play is highly problematic today, with stereotypical depictions of Asian life, white actors in yellowface, and the use of the N-word in not one but 2 of the songs. Nevertheless, huge hit at the time. Mikado, the opera, was translated into German in 1887 and became the most popular production in Germany throughout the 1890s. Perhaps inspired by the opera, an unknown German company began to manufacture their own version of pickup sticks. They called it Mikado Spiel, that is, the Mikado game. Since I can't pin down the original manufacturer, it's possible that several small toy and game companies simultaneously pounced on the chance to take advantage of Japonism by rebranding a known game. However it happened, Mikado became the go-to parlor game throughout Europe. The names and point values of the sticks were also more or less standardized at this time. The highest point stick, of which there is only one in the game, was called the Mikado. This is Japanese for emperor. It's worth 20 points. Next is the Mandarin, meaning scholar, worth 10 points. There are 5 of these in the game. Then Bonzin, priest, worth 5 points, with 5 sticks in the game. Then Samurai, the warrior, worth 3 points. There are 15 of these in the game. Finally, there is Culin, meaning servant. There are 15 of these sticks in the game, worth 2 points each. This hierarchy of rank, like everything else about Mikado, has little to do with actual Japanese culture, but rather it's a European fantasy of the mysterious East. Also during this period, the French played a similar game called jonchette, with carved bone pieces representing kings, queens, soldiers, horses, and other figures. Eventually, the game found its way across the Atlantic as immigrants sought out a fresh start in a new country. It's unclear to me when the game landed in America, but references appear as early as the early 1800s. American folklorist Henry Carrington Bolton, in his 1888 book, The Counting Out Rhymes of Children, includes 1, 2, buckle my shoe. If you're not up on your Victorian era nursery rhymes, here's how it goes. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, knock at the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. And it goes on from there. Also, here's an 1870 illustration of the rhyme in which a kid kicks his mother in the face with a gigantic buckle shoe. There is general agreement that pickup sticks here refers to the game, although the lay them straight part is confusing as that's not what you do in the game. I guess you might lay captured sticks in a neat row before tallying up your points? Anyway, Bolton didn't write this rhyme, he merely included it in his book, meaning the rhyme itself was probably much older. Mikado was never known by that name in America, presumably because it was trademarked in Germany. The game was generally known as Spillikins, Jackstraws, or just pickup sticks. Now, confusingly, a variation of the game developed about this time, also called Jackstraws. But in this version, instead of pulling sticks from a heap, players used a small hook to remove household items from the pile. These items included tiny replicas of shovels, axes, hammers, ladders, rakes, and of course, the most common of household items, swords and guns. Jackstraws remained popular well into the 1950s, with companies like Milton Bradley, Pressman, and Parker Brothers producing plastic sets. In an interesting case of parallel creation, American ethnographer and game historian Stewart Culin described a game similar to Jackstraws in his 1907 book, Games of the North American Indians. In his book, Culin describes a game played by the Yupik people of western Alaska. In this unnamed game, a bundle of 100 small pine splints are placed on the back of the player's hand and the player then removes his hand quickly and tries to grasp the falling sticks between his thumb and fingers, still keeping the palm downward. If one or more of the sticks falls to the ground, it is a miss and the next player tries. This description is a little hard to follow, but I think it goes like this. This also reminds me of a game that we used to play as kids where you put quarters on your elbow and tried to catch them. Did anybody else do this, or was it just an Ohio thing? Anyway, the relevant part of the entry is that these sticks are also used to play a game that, according to Culin, is identical to Jackstraws. The player grasps the bunch of sticks between the thumb and forefinger of the right hand, resting one end upon the floor. Then he suddenly releases them and they fall in a small heap. The players have a small wooden hook, and each in succession removes as many of the sticks as he can without moving any but the one taken. Each player takes those he succeeds in removing, and the one holding the largest number at the end is the winner. Both men and women play this game, but usually not together. There have been dozens of pickup sticks, Mikado, and Jackstraw variations manufactured around the world. Modern variations include mini Mikado, played with painted toothpicks, and giant Mikado, an outdoor version using sticks 3 feet long. I'd even argue that pickup sticks inspired one of the most popular party games of the 1990s, Jenga. Now that you know the rules and history of Mikado, how do you win? Mikado requires a steady hand, so if you're naturally shaky, this isn't the game for you. Strategy is pretty simple. Identify the highest point sticks and try to capture them before the other players do. Just remember, your turn continues until you jostle another stick, so picking up a bunch of easy low point sticks might earn you more points than taking a risk on higher point sticks that are deeper in the pile. You can also use 2 fingers to lift a stick, which might be easier than trying to slide it or pull it out. Pressing down on one end can help leverage it upwards so you can more easily remove a stick. And remember, if you have the Mikado, you can use that as a tool in removing other sticks. And that's Mikado. Again, I made this set and I'll link my build video in the description below. If you've made it this far, I hope you like and subscribe and tell all your nerdy game friends about the channel too. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Gaming Bench.